यहाँ पर आपको डेजर्ट दिखाई दे रहा है दोनों तरफ सड़क के। ये अजीब प्रकार का डेजर्ट है, लेकिन जब हम कुवैत में थे तो वहाँ पर पूरा डेजर्ट था। सऊदी अरेबिया में पूरा डेजर्ट है, और पूरे मिडिल ईस्ट में जो डेजर्ट है उस डेजर्ट का स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट जो है वो जॉर्डन है। ठीक है, तो यहाँ से ये डेजर्ट जो अभी आपको हल्का डेजर्ट दिख रहा है, ये बढ़ते 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 दूसरे कंट्रीज में जाकर के पूरे डेजर्ट के अंदर तब्दील हो जाता है। फिर एक बात जो इन्होंने आपको कई सारी बातें बताई कि यहाँ पर वो गुफा भी पाई जाती है जॉर्डन के अंदर, जिसमें यीशु मसीह और माँ मरियम जो थे वो छुपे थे बचने के लिए। और वहाँ पर एक चर्च बना हुआ है जिसको वर्जिन मैरी चर्च के नाम से जाना जाता है। यहाँ पे नेबेटियंस के बारे में इन्होंने बताया, जो बात मैं आपको पहले ही बता चुका हूँ, और किस प्रकार से रोमन्स जो थे वो नेबेटियंस के ऊपर कंट्रोल करना चाहते थे और उन्होंने क्या क्या प्रयास किए थे, वो सारी बातें आपको गाइड के द्वारा बताई गई। लेकिन ये सब तो इतिहास की बातें, हम यहाँ पे बाइबल सीखने आए हैं। आप जब जॉर्डन देश का नक्शा देखेंगे, आज का हमारा जॉर्डन देश जो है, इसका नक्शा जब आप देखेंगे तो वो नक्शा जो है आपको एक बूट जो होता है, आदमी का बूट जो होता है, उसके शेप में आपको दिखाई देगा। ठीक है, तो अगर कहीं पर भी आपको जॉर्डन का नक्शा लगा हुआ दिख जाए तो आप देखिएगा, वरना गूगल सर्च भी अगर आप करेंगे तो उसमें नक्शा मिल जाएगा आपको जॉर्डन का। चट्टान पाई जाती है जिसपे मूसा ने 2 बार लाठी मार दी थी और उसमें से पानी आज भी निकल रहा है, तो इसलिए धोने का पात्र है मोआब। और एदोम पर मैं अपना जूता फेंकूंगा। बिल्कुल जो सऊदी अरेबिया का जो उत्तरी इलाका है, वहां पर एदोमी जाति के लोग रहा करते थे। ये तेमान और टूमा और ये अलग अलग नाम जो बाइबल में इस्तेमाल हुए हैं, ये एदोम देश के नगर हुआ करते थे, जो बिल्कुल सऊदी का उत्तरी भाग हुआ करता था। अब परमेश्वर कहता है मैं एदोम पर अपना जूता फेंकूंगा। तो परमेश्वर ने इस बात को क्यों कहा? क्योंकि ये जॉर्डन जो देश था, ये पहले पवित्र भूमि का ही भाग था, और इसकी भू आकृति जो है वो एक बूट के शेप में है, जूते के शेप में है। तो परमेश्वर उस बात को वहां पर बोल रहा था जिस समय सैटेलाइट्स नहीं थी, जिस समय जोग्राफर्स के पास ऐसी कोई तकनीक नहीं थी जिससे वो ऊपर से भू आकृति को देख सके। तो इसलिए भजन संहिता 60 अध्याय 8
we will arrive there in 1.5 hours, then we will start the tour. Before that we will show you the Moses water spring. This is the place and the stone where Moses he hit with his stick the stone. So we have it in Jordan. You will see it, and you will see the water that is running from 3,200 years ago till nowadays, from Moses time till nowadays. The place we are going to, we call it in Arabic Moses Valley, Wadi Musa. Moses Valley. In the same spot there we have Petra. So let's talk a little bit about the tour. Some essential tips that you may need or you will need so that we have a successful tour. So now in 1.5 hours we will arrive there. Please, like we are a group of 51 people. So let's like be sharp timing wise so that we have a successful tour, a group tour. Once we arrive there, I will determine and I will assign you very easily where is our assembling point or our meeting point at the end of the tour. Why? Because we need everybody to come back at a certain time so that we will go all in one shot, in one time to the lunch. So please do not be the one who is delaying a 51 group. After the visit, all of you will be starving. I'm sure of this because you will making some efforts and the lunch will be ready. So please, like at a certain time, let's arrive there first. We will assign at what exact time we will be in the meeting point. Petra, the site in general, it's only one way in, one way out. there is no chance to get lost. So we will do it as a group. I will do it on my feet and I will make a brief for certain stops. We will start at the visitor center. I will make it on my feet. I will do it walking. We will need like 1.5 hours of walking. The site itself consists of 3 major parts. The first part is the open area. Open area, I'm talking about the visit itself inside visitor center, so that you can know what's the thing you will face. The first level, the first phase of the tour will be open area phase. It's around 700 meters. Then we will be inside the mountains, hidden inside the mountains. We will walk like 1200 meters, 1200 meters, until we arrive at the treasury. The treasury, this is the image that all of you saw on the internet, and this is where all the customers want to take photo in front of. There we will give you like a free time, then we will continue a little bit. Usually I ended there, but Sachin last time he is keen to have like a happy customers, so he walked. When I saw him walked, so I walked with him. It will be not like the end of the tour. We will walk a little bit further. Petra, it's not one site visit, it's a city. We will explore as much as we can by like the possible time we have. So the treasury, we will have a free time there, then we will continue a tour a little bit until we arrive the theater. There, then you will like have a free time a little bit, then you will come back. So please, at a certain time, I will determine it to you to start evacuate the place, because you need like on average 1 hour walking back. So I will assign all the times. Once we arrive there, everything will be so clear to you, but please like let's be responsible, because others, there are some people will be coming on the time. Let's like not be the ones who is delaying the whole group. The whole group will be starving. Our lunch will be ready. We are waiting everyone so that we go in one group, in one shot to the restaurant. My English is clear to you? Yes, okay, perfect. Okay. So, this is what we are going to do inside the visit itself. Now, I will give you the tools that you can use inside the visit itself. If you want to use it, it's up to you. But before that, I want like to introduce a little bit about the Petra, the history of those people. Why you are going there? If you ask yourself this deep question, why I'm going to Petra? Yes, it's part of the holy tour that's going on with you. Yes, that's right. But Petra itself, it has a different history. So if you ask yourself why I am going there, why we wake up at 7, is it worth it? So for sure it's worth it. But if you ask your question why it's important, why Petra is one of the new 7 wonders. So I will give you a little bit, I will not take that long, about the history of the people who made this historical site that you are visiting, and you came from India, maybe 4 hours flight to arrive this place, part of your tour. So, going back to the Old Testament again, to Moses' time, I will describe you and I will re-mention it again as Will Sachin was mentioning it, that is, in the old time, in Jordan, we have the 3 kingdoms. In the Iron Age, what we call the Iron Age. The Iron Age, it's 3,000 years ago. We have 3 kingdoms. We have the Ammon, Ammonites. We have Moab, Moabites. We have Edom. And they are mentioned in the Old Testament as well, right? The Edomite, those Edom people, they have been asked by Moses one time to cross over their kingdom. They want to go to the promised land. Here is some trucks, they are going to the main port that we mentioned before. Moses and his people, when they want to go to the promised land, they ask the Edomites. The Edomites, they are living at your right hand. Imagine the Edomites, those have the same houses that you are seeing. But it's not concrete. It's like a tent. Bedouin guys, 3,000 years ago. You can see not cars, but some camels, some horses, some donkeys living in here. And they were a small kingdom. At Moses' time, Moses came and asked them politely, please, I want to cross your kingdom. I have a people, we want to go to another land. They stop him. No, you have more than 500,000 people. If you settled with us, we are in a problem. We don't have that services, that water that can be enough for all of us. After this, what happened, and you know the story, we will also mention it in details tomorrow because we are going to Nebo. After what has happened, here is Moses' time. Then time is running. After 500 years, we have some Arab nations living in Yemen. You know Yemen? It's close to India, right? We have some Arab nation. They were living there and they have the most ancient water dams. These water dams were collapsed, destructed. What's the reason? We don't exactly know, but we have in Jordan, due to these two continents, again geography, there is an earthquake on a weekly basis, but it's light. Some people, especially who living in the Dead Sea, they feel it. Here we don't feel it, but on every 100 years we have a destructive earthquake comes to Jordan. This is about the statistics. We have 249. We have 749 happened. Last one happened 1927. So the next one will be happening after you finish the tour. So these people, they've been asked again, going back to the Arab nation. These dams were collapsed down due to the earthquake, due to some other reason, we don't know exactly, but what we know, these water dams collapsed down. And you know, when the water dams collapse down, it will drown all the agricultural area. It's no more good for the people to live in. Those Arab nations, they spread out. Some of them went to Saudi Arabia nowadays. Some of them went to east side of what we call nowadays the Arab countries. And one tribe, they called the Nabatean people, Arab people. Why they are Arab? Their gods are Arab, their names are Arab, and their writings in Arabic sentences. They came to the Edoms again after Moses with 500 years. And the Edomite, they know later that this was a prophet and we are a good people, but we have a mistake with them. We did not allow them to cross. The Nabatean people, they came to the Edomite kingdom and they asked them again, please, we are a few thousand, we are not like Moses, 500,000, and you only a few thousand. We want to sit with you, we want to settle here, we want to contribute your economy. We are good farmers, we can deal with water. We have water dams in Yemen. Please, can you allow us? What they told them this time, not no like Moses. They say, I reply, yes, you can, but do not sit with us inside the desert. It's our land. Go at the edges and settle there. So these people, they found what we call nowadays Petra, that place. Why? Because they want to collect some water, and I will show you how they collect it. At the same time, they are normal people like us. If you want to settle, why you are building a house? You want to be
protected from the wind, from the cold, as well to get defended from the enemies if you have some like wild dogs or some other predators, and you have water. So they look, they found some mountains where can they collect some waters as well. It can be a very strong defensive line for them. They settled there and they started to contribute the Adum's economy. They started to be like agriculture people. Then this has happened in the 7th century. When we saw 7th century, 600 something, right? 7th century before the Christ. And time again is running. We have Moses' time, we have Nabataean, they come and ask. Time is running. After this, with like 120 years, what we have? We have international empires. They are arising, going down, arising, going down. We have, before the Persian, before the Greek, we have what we call some people from Iraq. This is directly after Abraham, after Lut. The civilization were in Iraq, and the international empires, the most strong empires from Iraq. We have what we call, some people call them the Babylon. Before them we have the Assyrians. And if you can, we have Moses' time. They cross with Joshua to the Israel nowadays, and time is running. In Israel there were two kingdoms, right? Israel in the north, Judah in the south, right? And we have three kingdoms in Jordan here. We have some international nation came from your east side, which is from Iraq. They call them the Babylon. They came here. They are more stronger than these three kingdoms, as well the two kingdoms in Israel. So we are stronger. Normal human beings feel they want to dominate everything. They came from Iraq. They destroyed all these three kingdoms. They destroyed them all. Does they finish? No. Let's continue the tour. They crossed the river and they destroyed two Israeli kingdoms. Israel in the north, Judah in the south. And they took from Judah especially more than 50,000 prisoners from the Israeli to Iraq again. This is what we call the Great Exile. They took all the engineers, all the medicine doctors, all the people. They let them slaves to Iraq. This is exactly happened in 586 before the Christ. We have the Nabataean people here. They wake up in the morning. They were hiding in the mountain, and you will see now that it's totally uncovered. No kingdoms are ruling. We have some political vacuum. Nobody is ruling. Let's control over this region. They got survived from the Babylon. They did not discover them. There is no Edomite, no Moabite, no Ammonite, no Israeli kingdoms. So they started to control all over the area. They started to make some services at the beginning to all the camel caravans. Again, you have geographic, all the camel caravans coming from India, from China, Silk Road. You know the Silk Road? Jordan is part of it. Silk Road. We have frankincense, we have incense from Yemen. Everything is important. So they started to control the whole area, and they started to be a good businessman, a good traders. They started to build a wealthy, like money, more and more until they have a very huge kingdom, and they were a wealthy people. This is, so they have a strong, sort of independent but national size kingdom. So later on we have the Greeks. They came, they tried to invade them, they failed. Why? Because the Nabataean people, it's impossible to invade them military. Why? In 2 hours you will see. It's impossible. Then later on, after the Greek they failed, they started to be good friends. They have a good deals with each other. They become more rich and more rich. After the Greek we have the Roman. They came and they think about this problem. We have the Nabataean people. We cannot invade them military. It's impossible to invade them. Let's fight them economically, on the money wise. They affected the Nabataean people to be weak more and more until they, on a kingdom size, like a political side, they were vanished or they died out. Later on, the Roman enter it. So it's now the time to enter the city for the first time. 6 after a Yarmouk battle with the Byzantine, they defeated them and they took all over the land. After that, what happened? We have another destructive earthquake that changes the supply of the drinking water for the people. Then it get abandoned. Nobody was lived in Petra. It was abandoned for 600 years. And sometimes you know that the Petra, they called it the lost city of Petra. Why? It get lost. Even though it was inhabited by few Bedouin people. But it's not known onto the international level, to the outside world. It get lost for 600 years. Look, it's a city, a lost city. Can you imagine? It's a city, not a person, not like one stand building. It's a city that was lost for 600 years. After it was lost from 1200 after the Christ till 1800. In 1800 we have one Swiss explorer. He came and he discovered the city again, especially in 1812. Then in 1880 we have another Scottish painter came and he painted out 12 paintings for the Petra, so that it will become well known for all outside the world. And in 2007, when we make like vote, we have like the old 7 words. They have vote. Petra became from 2007 till nowadays one of the new 7 wonders. This was a brief for the Napatian people. Why it's one of the new 7 wonders? Because everything you will see today is a carvation. No building at all. No building. No concrete. No clay. No stones. It's all carved in the stones. Yes. Yes. It's wherever they have a stone, they choose their place inside the stones. Wherever they have a good area, they carve it. Next, they make a city of carvation. One of them is the picture you see, which is the treasury. This is one out of maybe more than 500 facades. Can you imagine how they carved? Why? Because they settled in this area from the 7th century till 1st century after the Christ. Almost 800 years. This is a cumulative work. They carved everything. You cannot imagine how much carvation you will see today. And when you deal with carvation, it's not a building. If you make a mistake in the building, you can erase it. So this is the beauty of Petra, and this is the secret that is, it's worth to be one of the new 7 wonders. Everything is carvation. This is regarding the history of the Napatian people. Now you will see how they survive, how they make their water, how they get defended, and the things that is, and the philosophy why they built such the treasury. It's something interesting. Now this is regarding the historical of the Napatian people. Now, what the option? Some people say, Amr, Indian mango. I don't like to walk. I don't like to walk a lot, because we need like 1 hour and a half to walk into the city and 1 hour back. So some people, they don't like to walk. What I always like, you have to know that is, we have some tools you can use inside the city. The visit itself, it's already included in your tour with session. As well, the entrance fees is included. Now, if you don't want to walk, there is an option called the buggy, or the electrical buggy, that they have like the golf cart. You can use it from the visitor center 2-way, all the way in toward the treasury, and they make stops for voters. When you arrive the treasury, they drop you off. When you are ready to go back again, you show them the ticket, then you will hop on again. You will ride on again to the buggy, and they will take you back again to the visitor center. If you have a problem with walking, or if you don't want to walk. The walking itself will be like 1.5 hours in, average 1 hour back. So 2.5 hours. If you don't want to walk, this is the buggy that is, that is fixed from the government. you can use this option. The cost for 2 ways, going in, going out, is $40 or 25 Jordanian dinar. Jordanian dinar is higher than the US dollar, which is the fact you know all. So this is the option that you have. If you don't want to walk, you can use the electrical buggy, which the cost per person it's $40 US dollar 2 ways, in and out. You can be dropped off at the treasury, take a free time as you want, and wait us there. We will brief the treasury. Then whenever you want to go, you will walk. You will ride again. It will take with you like 10 minutes to go back to the visitor center. So this is the option. Why I'm telling you this option? Because this is like fixed by the government, and I have to buy it in one shot from the visitor center. So if you want to buy the